बिल्कुल आप ठीक
proper answer is this.
बिल्कुल आप ठीक फरमा रही है. As a student of
Thank
law,
you very much.
I am not a YouTuber, I am not a social media activist. I have spent now over 35 years doing this. So my responses, I assure you, will always be technical and rooted in some provision of the law and some reading of the case law. So
Get proper answer at this forum. तो यूट्यूबर्स बेचारे अपने जहन को तो नहीं इस्तेमाल करेंगे जो वो अपनी मेंटालिटी यूज करते हैं. अगर यहाँ से प्रॉपर जवाब आए, इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग कि मैं बाद में जवाब दूंगा, बाद में ना जवाब दी उसी वक्त कि बाद में और मामलात निकल आते हैं.
I come here clothed in humility and I want to respond after referring to my books. I have no claim that I have an encyclopedic knowledge of everything in my mind at all times. Sometimes things have to be refreshed, sometimes we learn every day. So we remain students of the law till we die. मैं लम्हा अगर लूँ सर, एक दफा मैं सिंध हाई कोर्ट लाइब्रेरी में बैठा हुआ था. This is the beauty, sir.
Both sides.
Absolutely, sir.
I also learn. If we are receptive, then the system goes.
लम्हे में एक अगर वाकया मैं आपके सामने बयान कर दूं. Some years ago, I was sitting in the library of the Sindh High Court. केस हो रहा था, ब्रेक हुई, मैं नीचे लाइब्रेरी में चला गया just to look up something. लाइब्रेरी के कोने में मैंने देखा किताबों का एक अंबार है इतनी ऊंची, उसके पीछे कोई साहब रजिस्टर खोले हुए नोट्स बना रहे हैं. एक PLD उठाती हैं, फिर SCMR उठाती हैं, नोट्स बनाती हैं. तो मैंने देखा ये कौन साहब हैं? बाकी सब लोग वहां समोसे खा रहे थे, चाय पी रहे थे. एक साहब जो थे वो धड़ाधड़ नोट्स बना रहे थे. करीब गया तो देखा शरीफुद्दीन पीरजादा साहब थे. मैंने कहा देखो सबसे ला इल्म कम इल्म आदमी यही था इस पूरे बार में. बाकी सब चाय पी रहे हैं, समोसे खा रहे हैं. ही वाज सिटिंग देयर. मुझे देखा, राजा इधर आओ, क्या कर रहे हो, कैसे आए. थी उनसे मेरी इतनी सर बेतकल्लुफी. But the point is, and he died a few months after that or a year after that. So till the very end, he was in his 90s then, sir.
आप appreciate नहीं करते, हम रोजाना बैठे आप लोगों से सीखते हैं, हम नोट करते हैं.
And it's our privilege. It is our privilege to go back and look up the law and read. That is why this is.
पहला सवाल ये होता है कि इसकी ब्यूटी यही है, when anyone is receptive, वो फिर improve करता है. If not, फिर वो वहीं.
And he then told me the proposition he was researching. He said, देखो ये कभी मुझे ख्याल नहीं आया था इस बात का. ये आज आया है यहाँ बैठे हुए, मैं भी पढ़ रहा था तो मुझे ये ख्याल आया.
सरदार खान हमारे बहुत प्रोमिनेंट लॉयर थे KP.
I know.
Whenever he would get a murder case, तो he would definitely go through section 302 every time. 302 सबको पता है, जो lawyers है और जो lawyers नहीं भी है, लेकिन he would go through that section of law. तो ये तो पढ़ना है, अपने जहन के मुताबिक इंटरप्रिटेशन नहीं करनी. ये बता देना अपने लोगों को.
कोशिश यही करनी है. I am before this court trying to perform a duty as best as I can. So I'm very grateful that this court.
Being general secretary of a political party, you have other responsibilities as well. Note कर ले मेरा, बाकी आप जिस तरीके से
can wear different hats.
We appreciate.
But when I enter this courtroom, I am clothed with humility, and my only
कुछ बातें हमारी भी मान ले.
My only objective is to assist this court in the proper enunciation of the law. That is my only duty.
जो बातें आपसे करिए कोर्ट के बाहर है, हम कहते हैं आप उस
कोर्ट के बाहर मैं करता हूँ बातें, बिल्कुल और करता रहूंगा. लब आजाद है सर, वो करूंगा, वो भी जिम्मेदारी है. लेकिन यहाँ मैंने कानून की बात करनी है सर.
आपका बेसिक आर्गुमेंट का जो प्रेमिस है वो जहां तक मैं समझ
The entire electoral process is a fundamental right.
That is, I think that what you argued is that there was a constitutional deviation.
Yes, which directly impacted fundamental rights.
Which has invited this court to exercise the powers for complete justice.
So kindly allow me.
Would you like to elaborate what the constitutional deviation you mean by
that? जी, वो एक दो दिन से हम वो पढ़ रहे थे. I'll come back to that. What was this deviation?
Because you
refer
to the constitutional history of Pakistan, in which the martial laws were imposed, and then there was an express deviation from the constitutional clauses, and later on the Supreme Court declared and then at times referred to the parliament. So in this context, what do you think is the constitutional deviation which was seen in the previous election?
Sir, the explanation to Rule 94, the derecognition of the PTI as a political party, that is the heart of the matter. So दो तरह की deviations.
Article 218. Fair elections.
Therefore, the election is no longer fair. So, if
the elections were not fair, why didn't the Honorable Supreme Court struck down the entire elections?
Could have done so, sir. Could have done so. मैं अर्ज करता हूँ. The Supreme Court, in fact, has, I would submit, restrained itself. That is the restraint that the Supreme Court has exercised. It could have struck down the whole election, and it has happened in the recent past in other jurisdictions. Courts have struck down the entire election. But here the court simply provided a mechanism for bringing things back to the electoral path. So this was a restraint that this court exercised, and we live with it.
इतने ज्यादा पावर भी ना देखे उसे मिसयूज कर खुदा ना खास्ता मिस
देखिए ना, जिसमें कोई आ जाते इवन आप या कोई भी पार्टी
आ गए ना सर।
डेफिनेटली उसको अगर फुल नहीं आप कह रहे हैं ना,
चलिए सर, मामला आ गया, आपने इसीलिए इस पे फैसला कर दिया।
फुल इलेक्शन में अगर आता तो डेफिनेटली
सर, मैं उसको दो तरह
था उस पे तो
सर, दो तरह की कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल डिविएशंस हैं हमारी हिस्ट्री में, इफ आई मे। So there are two kinds of constitutional deviations in our history. One is the overt deviation when a military takeover has taken place. In 1958, again in 1969, even though we moved from a quasi-military dispensation to a full military dispensation with Yahya Khan Sahib coming in, and then again 1977 and 1999. So these are the overt constitutional intrusions leading to constitutional deviation. But then there is a second set of constitutional deviations that have happened. And these have happened, I would submit, more insidiously. They have happened under the color of the law. And they have been caused by functionaries purporting to act under authority given to them by the law. And this takes us to the Article 158(2)(b) cases, the dissolution of the assemblies. That has happened. In Asghar Khan's case, we also have an example of a constitutional deviation when no martial law was declared as such, but the electoral process was interfered with by agencies that had no business interfering with the electoral process. That is what the Asghar Khan case is about, the 1990 election. So after having failed to oust People's Party, in 1988, this court stood up, in 1988 Supreme Court 416, Benazir Bhutto's case. Operation Midnight Jackal was launched. That failed. And after that, before the 1990 election, this is all documented in Asghar Khan's case, so I'm saying nothing out of the history books. So that was described by your lordships as a constitutional deviation. The distribution of funds, the creation of groups of political electables in order to block. And in fact, an affidavit was filed in this court. I was standing here as Asghar Khan Saab's counsel. Here was General Aslam Beg, here was General Asad Durrani. And they both filed affidavits saying that yes, they had decided to interfere with the 1990 election in the larger national interest. They filed those affidavits. They're part of the record they reproduced in the Asghar Khan judgment, PLD 2012, Supreme Court, page 1. I was Asghar Khan Saab's counsel.
सब ये बहुत पुरानी हिस्ट्री है।
मैं अर्ज ये कर रहा हूँ,
हमारे मुल्क की बहुत पुरानी हिस्ट्री है, जरा सुन ले
जी।
बहुत पुरानी बड़े अच्छी अच्छी जजमेंट्स आई। हम तो जजमेंट देते हैं
जी,
क्या पॉलिटिशियन उस पे अमल करते हैं?
सर उस पर हमें
देखना ये आपको खत्म कर सुन ले जरा सुन,
मैं दूंगा।
ये कब से सिलसिला शुरू हो रहा है?
सर
मैंने कल भी बात की, कोई ना कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी किसी भी दौर में उसमें बेनिफिशियरी होती है, फिर वो आके उस जो भी मामला होते हैं खुद खराब पे हमारे पास आते
जजमेंट से बाहर जा रही है बात, इसका जवाब मैं बाहर दूंगा, मैं दूंगा, इसका यहाँ नहीं दूंगा, बाहर दूंगा।
नहीं, मैं सिर्फ ये रिक्वेस्ट समझ ले सारी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से कि आप सुधर जाए।
यहाँ से दीजिए, आप बाहर बात करें।
चलिए मैं मौके पे दूंगा, अभी नहीं सर, अभी इसको छोड़ देती हैं। I don't want to be deviated from the case law. So there have been these various kinds of deviations, some overt when a military takeover takes place, some covert, where the color of the law is used, the purported structure of the law is used in order to in fact subvert the constitution. So Asghar Khan case is an example. They said this was the command of the supreme commander, the president, that's why we did it. This was the affidavit that Aslam Beg Saab filed. 158(2)(b) judgments, your lordships held in Haji Saifullah's case 89, this was unconstitutional, no grounds for dissolution were made out. Then there is this matter which is before your lordships. Here what has happened is that for the first time in our constitutional history, a party was delegitimized, de-recognized, was not allowed to contest the election as a political party. And this was not a minor political party. Everybody understood what the standing of this party was. And therefore, what has happened, what this judgment of this court, authored by 8 honorable judges, and the judgment authored by 2, and the judgment authored by His Lordship Chief Justice Yahya Afridi, they've all recognized that there was a constitutional deviation on account of the effective de-recognition of the PTI as a political party. And that has resulted in certain consequences. So if we ignore all of that, we can say इन लोगों ने जानबूझ के अपनी खुशी से अपने आप को इंडिपेंडेंट लिखा, इन्होंने जानबूझ के अपनी खुशी से SIC को ज्वाइन किया. That is one way of taking it, of examining the situation. आप सारी हकीकत को दबा दें, उसको पर्दे के पीछे कहीं डाल दें और कि सब ठीक हुआ, सब अच्छा था। एक तो ये है। दूसरा ये है कि आपके नहीं, वी विल टेक स्टॉक ऑफ द रियलिटी, व्हाट इज इट दैट हैपेंड। So I submit 11 of your lordships have taken stock of the reality and said, no, PTI in fact as a party was contesting this election. And PTI in fact has won seats. And therefore PTI is entitled to reserved seats for women and non-Muslims. How many? Us pe aapka fark hai.